What's good, my little shawties? What's good? It's me, Indica, and today we are gonna be talking about avoidance mechanisms or maladaptive coping mechanisms. And yeah, I've been feeling this lately, and I'm sure maybe you have as well. You know what I mean? It's just part of the process sometimes, most of the time. And yeah, let's get into it. But before we get into it, positive affirmations. Woo! But yep, here we go. We got the sage, we got the lighter, and thank you, fire. Thank you, sage. Thank you. Ooh. I am love. I am light. I am good energy. I am high vibrational. I am worth it. I am beautiful. And I will not avoid my problems. Well, at least, that's the idea of it. You know what I mean? But we got this. And I am love. Yeah. Here we go. You ready? You ready? I don't think you're ready for this. I don't think you're ready for this. Bootylicious. Here you go. Okay, so hello. I've been kind of like MIA lately on my YouTube channel, and when it comes to certain things, and really it's because I'm in a state of avoidance, and the avoidance has to do with self-confidence, really. So and also, like, there is trauma that is bubbling up to the surface due to my toilet is making sounds due to me being in a very transformative energy most of the time, and always changing for the better. And they are just, we're all in a state of fluctuation as well. So yeah. And while, the other day, while I was really feeling these emotions, I typed in my little Google Docs, right here on my computer. And, I titled it topic, maladaptive coping mechanism, avoidance mechanism. And so what does maladaptive mean, right? Maladaptive. It's an adjective, right? And it's not providing adequate or appropriate adjustments to the environment or situation. And, when I looked up this word, it really kind of spoke to me in a way, because, yeah, that is how I'm feeling. And I'm sure other people are also feeling that way. So on that, I brainstormed, and here's my little brainstorm moment. Consciously aware of flaws. Deliberately avoiding something or someone. Distracting self with unhealthy things. Indulging in unhealthy things. Overly indulging, because when there's an off balance, most of the time it's not gonna work out, you feel me? Even if it feels good, even if it is good for you, there needs to be a sense of balance. At least that's how I see it, So even the things that, that seem like very beneficial, if you do too much of it, overly indulging, subconsciously bothered by something and not addressing it when triggered, not wanting to do the work, uneasy and stressed, isolation, procrastinating, and avoiding something is intentional. So that's what I wrote down, my little brainstorm. And avoidance, right, is intentional. So whether it be, consciously or subconsciously, sometimes our subconscious wants to protect us. I feel like our subconscious is always protecting us. It's a memory, and so that requires it to push away good things sometimes because we're not used to it, or because we don't really understand it. It could be a number of things. And our body is never working against us, in my opinion. It's never working against you. It's always trying to help you or support you. So yeah. So avoiding, what I've been avoiding is really looking at certain things because I thought I was not ready to open that back up in my life because I've been through a lot of trauma, I thought I was not ready to look at these certain things because of my emotional capability. And I did not realize that I am ready at the time to look at these things. And the reason why I'm ready is because they have arose, they have risen up, and they're making me look at it. And when that happens, I'm like, oh, maybe I am ready. And the confidence wasn't there within myself because it feels like a lot, and it is. I've been through a lot. There's a lot of things that I have broken. And when I say broken, I mean karmic cycles, breaking karmic cycles, generational curses, breaking bad habits, and just evolving overall as an individual. And so what comes with that is growth, and when you grow, the things that you didn't think you were ready to see show itself. It shows itself, and that's the beauty about the truth, because it always comes up. It always resurfaces, even when you try to push it away or disguise it. It's always gonna be there. And these emotions that I was avoiding because of the amount of pain it causes when I do look at it came up. And I knew I was avoiding it because when I was feeling this emotion, I was very aware. I'm very aware of myself, I was mindlessly scrolling on the internet, on TikTok, on social media, on Instagram, you feel me? Snapchat, whatever. And for hours, kind of just zoning out and trying to numb myself from really feeling what I'm feeling, even though I'm eventually gonna feel it. And I can't escape my own self. I can't escape my emotions. I can't escape the reality, And really sitting with the feeling helps. Really kind of acknowledging that you're in the state of avoidance, acknowledging that, yeah, I am avoiding something right now because of my behavior, being aware of your behavior, being aware of your toxic behavior, being aware of your positive behavior, just being conscious of yourself. Even the way you're breathing, you know what I mean? Just all around. When I say consciousness, I mean everything. And you know, there was like very much so there's anxiety and stress that has to do with that. That's why I wrote that down. And you know, the pain is very much so there, and when you feel it, and it's okay to feel it. So you know, while I was feeling it, I'm just crying, right? I'm bawling my eyes out. I'm just like, damn, that shouldn't have happened. That's so unfair. You know, a lot of things that have happened to me were unfair, but there is forgiveness there. You know, there's always gonna be unconditional love, but there is a lot of unjust things there as well. And I think the more I'm growing, there's this more of a realization that the norm that I was going through, the norm that I was surrounded by every day, my environment was not normal. And it only became normal because I was experiencing it on a daily basis. And that detachment was huge, you know. And you know, my subconscious is always trying to protect me, so it kind of stored it away. And you know, I was getting triggered. That's what I noticed. I was getting triggered. And I was trying to, you know, numb the pain by scrolling, trying to avoid it. Even though I was like, I know I can't, because knowing me, I'm always gonna move forward and break down that barrier and all that shit. So, you know, while I was doing that, while I was feeling that, I wasn't like filming. I was in the best state of mind, you know, even though what I was doing was important and, you know, part of the process. And it's just, I wasn't really feeling the best. And, you know, the combating thoughts as well while I was in that state of vulnerability, really. It was like, oh, is what I'm doing really making an impact? Is maybe I should just stop, as it, you know, altogether. Oh no, you shouldn't stop because it's what you love to do. Oh no, you know, like what you're saying makes sense. You know, what you're saying will resonate with people. And you know, while I was in this, I was also thinking about the world and just how people are treating one another. It's just, there's a lot going on in my head all the time. And you know, when you avoid something, that quick fix can feel very blissful, because it's like, oh, even for a second, you know, my mind isn't on these several things that I need to work on, these issues that I have. And yeah, you know, it feels good in the moment, but overall, you know, once you're alone, even when you're not alone, it'll come up once you get triggered, you know. And now it's there, but it's always been there, and you never really looked at it, which makes it a bigger problem now. Yeah. And you know, it's very important to look at those things. Be in that energy of avoidance, you know, feel that shit. You know, do it. Okay. You know, feel the avoidance. But, you know, pull yourself out of that and be like, yo, you know, reflect on it. Like, yo, why am I doing this? Why am I feeling this? What's going on? Because those revelations in your mind, those, you know, those behaviors that you are seeing, that you are aware of, are answers. And the truth can be a lot to handle sometimes when you are not ready for it. Or when you think you are not. And truth will set you free. And when you come to terms with these things, when you look at them in the eyes, it's very important to ask yourself now, what's next? Now, I am fully aware of my behavior. Am I going to choose to work on this? Or am I going to choose to be in this? And really just drive myself fucking insane because I am repeating things. There's repetition in a bad way. And it is basically insanity. So am I going to live in this chaos for the rest of my life? Or am I going to work on it? And really, truly try to understand myself and other people as well. Am I going to be open to the love? Am I going to be open to receive? Am I going to be open to give when I am capable of giving? You know what I mean? These are big, big things that help with transformation. And yeah, these coping mechanisms that are not really coping mechanisms will only help for just a little while. You know what I mean? But never really do. So let's actually take action on this and do coping mechanisms that really do cope with your scenario, with your situation, that are adequate to your situation, to your environment. And this all depends, right? But we all have the capability. Don't forget that. And we're all worth so much, we're worth love. We are worth it. We are worth the extra gesture. We are worth the, extravagant shit. We are worth whatever we believe we are worth. And when there's a higher understanding of yourself, of others, of the, the bigger picture, those beautiful things will come towards you. And also those things that you were hiding under the low rock are going to come up again. And that is only because they want you to look at it. Yourself wants you to look at it. The universe wants you to look at it. So you can keep growing, you feel me? So you can keep expanding forward. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? Take as much time as you need. Take as much time as you need. But the world will not wait for you. And I feel that really sitting, I said sitting in it, meditation helps. But even with meditation, it was very hard for me to really stop and be quiet, really silence my mind, really sit still, because when you're anxious, when you have anxiety, when you have this and that going on in your head, it's very hard sometimes to quiet the mind. So maybe meditation in that sense of silence isn't for you, but there is, music, there is drawing, there is creative outlets that you may or may not have. I'm sure you do. You just maybe you don't realize it. I'm sure you do, but anything that really helps coping in a good way can support you going through the motions of avoidance and going through the motions of growth, really, there's so many levels to it. I always extend love towards you guys, towards, the people that may have hurt me, the people that have done me wrong, and the people that I don't really know, that don't really care about me, blah, 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 blah. I don't really, I don't care. I will always extend love towards you guys. And, you got this. It is very important to look at how far you've come, to appreciate what you've done for yourself, and to acknowledge that growth takes time, and also to acknowledge that love is kind and patient, and that we all deserve it. So yeah, on that note, I'm gonna leave you be and let you know that you're not the only person going through it right now. And let's go through it together. You feel me? It's always good to have support. I know sometimes that's not ideal. But I got you. I got you. And nobody else got you. I got you. But yeah. Bye, little honeys. Stay safe.